Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Tales of Maj'Eyal. It's been a long time since I've played this. I was having some claim issues, but those have been taken care of. I'm on a new computer, so a lot of the things that I have unlocked, so like the Yeek and at least one of the undead races and a lot of classes are no longer unlocked. There's also been a really major update, both with the art and just the game in general, to and also includes some new content, and it'll be easier to show, which deals a lot with the demons of Urh'rok, which we kind of saw a little bit of, but we're just more of a side thing. So they included a couple races, classes. One is the Doombringer, which is what I'll be playing this time, and then another one which I've not unlocked and I don't know how to. I might look it up later, but there's plenty of other things to go through until then. I've chosen to play as a dwarf, so this is the Doombringer. Weapon in hand and sheathed in flame, a Doombringer is a terrifying force in combat. Doombringers are engines of war, cleaving and burning their way through entire armies. The most powerful Doombringers can harness the full power of their demonic ties and transform themselves into a gigantic demon. Their most important stats are strength and magic. Unfortunately, none of the races that I can get access to besides Kornak, which gives higher, gives bonuses to both magic and strength. So I went with dwarf. They're pretty bulky, so they help with constitution, get good life per level, and I've tried a couple times. I've died a lot early. I'm really rusty. So I'm going to need that. They do have a -2 to magic, but they'll be offset by the starting, and I can just dump all my points in magic, because between the two of them, 4 strength there, 4 strength there. I've got a lot of strength early. We will be playing as Alara. Select custom title. Also, dwarves have a good... Okay, I'm totally playing someone headless at some point. Probably not her. Alara. I was saying something before that, I don't remember. Yeeks. Okay. Weird girl with tentacles. Oh yeah, I've tried this a couple times. And like I said, I've died a lot, so we'll see if I can survive long enough for you guys to actually see. Yes, there is a character with this one. They died twice. So there's going to be a lot of reading here early, because there's a lot of new content with the demons. So if you go back and check old videos, you should recognize this set of classes that used to be yellow heart, red heart. I think this face was still similar, but they're all new icons that they've added. So we have some basic melee fighting, so they give us, I really like that one, especially here because they have people who jump away and they're really annoying. I need to start putting my points into magic so I can learn some stuff. Wraith form is awesome. It's just for as a 1-point wonder. I also really like Darkfire when we get to it. So this is just on hit, and that's nice. So if you kill someone who's burning, which pretty much everyone that I'm fighting should probably be burning, then I will do another direct attack. So as you can see, torture, brutality, lovely things. We are based on the demons here. And then we have hexes. So Daze just sometimes stuns them, but if you hit them it'll turn off. I really like Dismember, gives you a chance to crit, and the oppression isn't bad. It starts at 1%, which is kind of bad, but it levels 1 per level. Music always kind of spikes a bit high there. So I'll probably put a few points into there, but the generic ones that I'm not as keen on as the class ones are here. Let's go. Welcome, Alara. You do not remember much of your life before you were on this burning continent, floating in the void between worlds. You have been helping demons, happily participating in their experiments to shatter some sort of shield preventing them from taking their righteous revenge on Maj'Eyal. You're being taken by your handler to the torture pits to help them figure out how to cause the most pain to those on Maj'Eyal. When you hear a roaring above you, you look up and see a burning meteor flying closer, and the demon's spells failing to divert its course. It lands near you, knocking you off your feet with its shockwave and killing your handler instantly. As you recover and your platform of searing earth splits from the main continent, your old memories flood your mind and you come to your senses. The demons are out to destroy your home. You must escape. And that's how we start. Oh, no one's to... Oh, no, there was one. Right there. Okay. Yes, imps. They're very annoying because they can just randomly pop out and in. And they're primarily why they're pretty much the reason why I pick up brush, so I can get to them and dodge. Nice. I still moved away. Okay, that's a bit lower than I would like. See if I can kill him. Yeah, and then I can rest. Okay, an investigator. Abduction, I think. So the monsters that was probably abduction. We fight here are interesting. So the imps run away. Those, I think that's as you saw, can pull you towards them. Let me see a few of these too. And then there's another one that will actually jump to you, basically use Rush himself. So makes fighting here a little interesting to try if you want to do it that one. The Mutilator will bring you to him if you don't come of your own free will. Okay, gotta be careful now. I'm running fairly low. Oh, lovely. Anyway, I can do this. No. Too close to hold up momentum. Okay. He's dead. Another wraith one coming. There we go. Now he's on land. Yes, I know I'm low health. There we go. Oh. I guess I do explore up here some more. Run. That was helpful. Probably shouldn't have killed them on that. I wouldn't have been able to. Interesting terrain, blighted soil, not all that interesting. Danger, anyway. Got to kill him first. Whoa! I don't know what hit me, but I took a lot of damage. There's the imp, and you saw the little fireball go, so I really like the little fire stuff. Crap. Another one. So the nice thing about this, well, one thing is you have to have a two-handed weapon for it to work, which I would kind of like to use a shield just so that I'd be a little safer, but not an option. Too bad. Oh, there we go. There's level. Another thing, this area, well, oh crap, I didn't do that smart at all. Okay. Put one more into Constitution, give myself a little bit of health. So the things I want, I don't want any more points in that. I don't need to put a point in that yet. So the health gain on this is nice, but it doesn't really feel like it makes much of a difference. Because I'm still only going to be doing like 30 damage, I think, if I'm lucky. So I'll get 5 health each. And get a little bit more than that. Later, if this character lives a long time, it might be really good, but I think it might more be on this. So both of these are, this is just passive damage, so every time I hit I do a little more damage, as long as they don't resist fire. Pacification might be good. Really though, let's do that one. I'll get pacification next. Yes, I accept these changes. I'm going to heal, and then we're going to use... No. I need to turn that on. Oh, I just got it. There we go. 3. So a nice thing about that, I can walk through walls. Whoa. Not sure how that happened. But okay. Now I can rest. That works, I guess. I don't think I'm supposed to be teleported. Usually I'm not teleported, but... Okay, jump. There we go. Get back to that room, take a long time. So yeah, not being able to use a shield... Yikes. 4, 4, 7, 16. Feels like a lot of times they don't do a lot of damage, and every once in a while they'll do a ton of it. And now I'm in a bit of trouble again. Oh, lovely. He's on the other side. Okay, kill him. Try to rest there. I also have to remember to use my skills so that I'm actually doing my double damage. So I keep forgetting. Partially so I kill them faster, partially because it does heal me. If only a bit. So it's good to remember. Yeah, like right now he's doing quite a bit of damage to me. For 7, that's not too bad. I'm trying to get better at watching my health so that I can keep this one around. Some people ask that I go to higher difficulty, and I might later. If I ever get to the point where I feel like I actually am surviving for the right reasons, then I might do it with a class that seems relatively safe. But my playstyle is pretty gung-ho, so I don't think it would really work. You clutch your head. Entering this next floor, memories of your imprisonment flood back to you. Alright, bring in the next one, says the Ruby Skin leader. A few small green and black things mop up the pile of muck that used to be a dwarf, and you move to the front of the line and stand where he used to be. On the other side of the room, another dwarf stands on an identical platform. This is exciting. You've been specially chosen as a test subject. You hope you find them something effective and agonizing, and look forward to the pain to come. A green imp, a little more mutated and knobbly than the rest you've seen, stands on your side of the room and grins at you with anticipation. On the other side, a more normal imp approaches your counterpoint. Control group, go. The normal retchling leaps on the dwarf's face, clutching it tight as a torrent of acid oozes from its skin. Then let's go. The red imp looks at his melting flesh, jots down some notes, and then mutters, and pain blocks off. The dwarf's smile vanishes, and he clutches his face, then lets out a howling scream, collapses, and begins writhing on the floor. The red imp looks down again, gives a bored sigh, and takes some more notes. Alright, pain blocks on, patch him up. The dwarf stops moving, stands up, and smiles again, the acid continuing to eat away at his flesh until a pipe in the floor dazzles him with some sort of chemical. Another red imp mutters something and waves his hands before taking his hand and leading him off. And you see his horrible wounds gradually healing. Experimental group, go. At speed you can't even process until it's already on you, the mutant retchling leaps onto your face. You feel no pain as its acid leaks over your torso, though you do feel an odd sensation of your skin layers beginning to dissolve. The imp leaps off again. Apparently it missed your eyes, because you can see the red imp looking somewhat disappointed. Structural damage subpar. Okay, pain blocks off. You know you're not supposed to scream during this next party. You scream. You scream harder than you have in your life, to the point where you think you might be tearing your vocal cords apart. This pain is stronger not just than any pain you've ever felt, but any sensation you've ever felt. You fall to your feet and claw at your skin, tearing off bits of it as you try to get the acid off. You struggle and flail, instinctively grabbing at anything that could help you, even though you know there's nothing in reach that could. Alright, nice, pain blocks on. Just like that, the pain vanishes. Your skin still bubbles, but that horrible pain is gone, and even your throat isn't sore. Clean him up and patch him up. Pain amplifying qualities, significant improvement. Recommend breeding with low pain, high corrosive specimens. A shower of unidentifiable goo washes over you, and your skin stops bubbling. Your handler takes your arm and leads you away, muttering a healing spell under his breath. Your scars slowly start to fade into smooth skin once again. You hope they aren't too harsh on you for screaming, but the way that imp spoke, you must have helped them learn something. You grin from ear to ear as you leave the room, hearing the red imp yell next as the door closes behind you. You shudder. So yeah, they've been doing some lovely experiments. And, we were a very willing test subject. Lovely's over there. Need to get to. There we go. Oh, pulled me over here first then? Fine. Pinball me back and forth, I'll still kill you. Hello, imp. Die. Haven't really found... Crap. There we go. So he jumped from me. Okay, got him. I haven't really found too much in the way of equipment. What's this? I'm dazed, that's okay. As soon as he hurts me, that goes away. That is one thing about the daze hex that I'm going to pick up. It goes away if you damage them, so it's actually kind of hard to do if they're next to you. I'm getting quite a bit of damage. Demonic Clerk casts Phase Door. Not sure why this is. Okay, so I call them M's. Apparently they're Demonic Clerks. Oh, another one. Cast Phase Door. You die. But you will. There's another scene that. Ooh, what's this? Oh, that one. That one's a long one. I'm going to wait on reading that one. And also highlight why the demons hate us so much. And there's a fair enough reason for them to. No. Oh, lovely. Okay, come here, one at a time. Fight you in the doorway so you can't gang up on me. Can I rush to you? Can't. Still not much in the way of equipment, which is kind of annoying and worrisome. I'll get to that one in a second. Hi. Okay, that's the crap. And I am dazed. There we go. That'll be better. Pop up. Some regeneration going. Okay. The damage I do just seems to be so variable. Oh, hi. He ran away. Nope, he ran over there. I guess he decided to go next door for some odd reason. Should be close to leveling, which is nice. Ooh, got some boots. He ran away. Myers' pair of iron boots. Oh, he went next door again. Wonder if they always go next door. Never really paid enough attention. Oh, I forgot I ought to start with that. Definitely need that. So badly. Okay, what are these? Armor plus 7, nice. Fatigue plus 2%, and for vision radius plus 2. I'll take it. Nice. Are you going to be enough? 91. No. Okay, I need 2 more, because... No, okay. Let's see what this does. This Fingal. This Fingal, mentor of Dryborn and child of Emerald, was one of our finest scholars. When most of us were still too afraid to go near a portal, he recovered an intact one and began to pry apart its secrets, in hopes of reaching Maj'Eyal. His data showed that although this portal was still technically connected to Maj'Eyal, the link between the worlds was still fluctuating far too much to make it safe for travel, still raging flames threatening to tear any prospective passengers apart before they reached their destination. Rather than try to repair the link directly, he went into his lab and didn't emerge for a few days. When he came out, he glowed with a strange new enchantment, proclaiming it would adaptively mutate him to endure whatever damage the portal would otherwise inflict. Saying that the consequences of failure were too awful to risk inflicting on other test subjects, he entered the portal himself, promising to return immediately after he arrived. He has not been seen since. May he rest in peace for his selfless devotion. Yes, so those give nice little pieces, and... Okay, this one didn't. Oops. I do not want to look at my inventory. I still keep trying to use WASD to move. Which is, of course, wrong. Where are the stone tablets? Okay, I'm going to take a quick drink before, if these are the ones I think they are. Let's see the history of... Nope, not that one. So this makes me think of the ores from Star Control with their not quite the right words, which is what I take these little red things to be. You see here a pile of strange tablets, all piled up in a nice orderly stack. You remove the top one and study it. Your finger slips across a square in one corner, and strange sentences start playing through your mind. You struggle to make sense of the unfamiliar words and concepts in your thoughts. Many moon craters after he planted us and retired, the father awoke from his cocoon to see us rattling. He was shocked at our wilted state, asking us why we rattled. We told him about the shaking we had to suffer through, the way the planet was jammed up, and how although our peas in a pod had plugged the leaks to keep the beads from falling out, the brooms kept sweeping our dust bunnies away. There wasn't enough empty room to keep the beads from cracking. There is a larger square on the tablet here. You press your hand to it, and suddenly you see a desert planet ravaged by constant dust storms. You feel the futility of a short, greenish thing as he looks on his ruined crops. You feel the wrath of a red-skinned humanoid as he rushes at a large horde of small onyx creatures, a sword in one hand and a fireball in the other. The images disappear as soon as you remove your hand. Father gave us his tools after we tripped the janitors. He had us shake gently, but instead of rattling, we were making music, only cracking the beads that made us out of tune. Our beads grew stronger, learned how to use tools of different colors than what the Father gave us. Father loved to hear our music, and we were grateful he was there to compose for us when we needed. Soon we were writing our own music and didn't need to rattle anymore, and the Father retired. Another large square. You see a wonderful loving Father descending on the planet, turning into lush forests with his touch. You worship him with your green and onyx and ruby brethren, all different shapes and sizes, united for the first time in appreciating all the good he's done for you. For the first time in ages, you knew where your next meal was coming from, and you need not fear others killing you for your farmland, nor the dust storms. He holds the corpses of some reclusive earth mages in his hand, the source of the storms. You would be angry at them, but you can only feel happiness for the future to come. You and your brethren start competing in an organized fashion, occasionally in fights again, but even when you die, you know it's for the good of the planet. An age later, you and your brethren are stronger, smarter, and far happier than before, living in paradise. Remove your hand an instant later, and the feeling of worship and admiration drain from you. Eventually the eggweeds came. We tried to crack their beads, but nothing happened. They did not try to crack us, but instead promised us even more wonderful sheet music than what our Father had given us, under the condition that we let them shatter him. We refused, but we reached a nasty pod together. We'd mute pot the Father with the tools he gave us, leaving him a lazy carpenter and improving our pod was shut with the eggweeds. The Father wouldn't be grattled or cracked. By this he wouldn't even know. The eggweeds were pleased and smeared their egg suckers on our planet, leading us trade with pods from other plants from all over other kinds of gardens. We tasted new food, learned new tools, and some fancy new types of bead came to our garden. We felt a little noise about our Father, but he was not noisy and wouldn't hear any sounds. The eggweeds act as our pod peas. We treated them with great listening, even as they slipped from the pod and we could no longer attend each other's concerts. You touch the panel on the next page. A creature appears before you, stepping out of a massive fortress. It has an egg-shaped body and limbs like 4 tendril weeds. You hate this thing with all your being, although you know you did not at the time. They say they want the Father dead and can offer you great magic and technology in return. You loathe to consider the idea, but their fortresses and weapons make you wonder if their offer is truly optional. You consider waking Father to ask him for help, but worried that even he could not stand up to the eggweeds. Ultimately, you decide to seal him in his sleep, leaving him armless but unharmed, unconscious until further intervention. The eggweeds begrudgingly accept this resolution and keep up their end of the bargain. They give you strange, powerful artifacts and build portals in your world that let you pass through 2 strange worlds, more incredible and beautiful than you could possibly imagine, and filled with other races who've been given these gifts and seek to trade. You taste new foods, learn new magic, hear new music, and discover more beauty than you have in your entire history. If not for the pangs of guilt, life could not be better. Only when you remove your hand and the images start clearing from your mind do you recognize the eggweeds as the Urh'rok. And then there was a great noise. It got louder, it got louder, it got louder, it got louder. It was Urh'rok bursting. There's another panel. You dare not touch it, but as you reach to put it away, a finger briefly brushes across it. Starvation, burning, suffocation, misery, fury, and sheer agony rage crush your mind for what you know to be a tenth of a second but feels like half a minute. Your ears are still ringing as you move on to the next square. The egg suckers were a trap, a discorded planted by the eggweeds to crack us all, and only cause hairline fracture to their own garden. Their wrong note turned our planet to cacophony. Nearly all of us fell out of the pod. The apple was peeled and a fragment of our shell floated in the ocean. Our handyman acted quickly to give the peel in our garden tempo, and would have failed had the noise not woken up Father. We were sorry. We were so sorry. Our pod was rotten and we knew it. We should never have planted it. Father forgave us for our spoiled barrel and fertilized our garden. It was still burning and salted, but by breaking out the toolbox we could still plant seeds on it. We could not bloom, but we could hold a note, just one note. Father is still devoting all his will to nailing our garden together. It will splinter and wilt if you stop for even a second. Bless the Father and his altruism. Bless the Father. We are so sorry. You unsteadily touch your palm to the next panel. You stand on a charred, bubbling cliff and see black star-dotted expanse above and below you. Your feet are constantly searing. The mages could give you oxygen and convert ambient magic into caloric energy, but they couldn't undo the terrible magical flames that rage on the blown-off continent, or the eternal power of your former planet. Nearly everyone you know is dead. Your near scryers tell you the home of the eggweeds has suffered only minor damage. All the others you've contacted through portals were blown apart instantly. Your home only survives from the constant effort and concentration of Father, who's exerting every bit of magic he can to keep the shattered fragments from spinning off into the void. There's no part of you that does not feel deep regret. You would commit suicide if you did not hope there was a way you could apologize to Father, work as tirelessly and selflessly as he is. Regret drains as your hand leaves the panel. We asked Father what song to sing to make him dance again. He told us to rattle the eggweeds until their every last beat falls out. We know our orchestra hall, and we will crash the party, for our sake giving us a new garden to replace the one the eggweeds or their sprouts stole from us. For Father's sake, to let them retire again once more planted, once more. For everyone's sake, to avenge the spilled beads from the brush fire and bring silence from the eggweeds and any weeds they planted. There's another panel. You touch it briefly. You hate yourself. You hate Ayal. You hate the Share Tool. You hate anything and everything around you. You want to destroy it, letting the souls of trillions know that justice has been done. You want to purge not just the Share Tool, but anything that has ever been close to them. Elves, halflings, orcs, humans, all could carry their taint. All survived while everything else that you used the portal burned. If there is ever a possibility that a single Share Tool remains on Ayal, it must be purged in blighted fire. Justice has to be done to Ayal. Remain angry at nothing in particular for 10 minutes after you remove your hand. Father helped our carpenters make power tools, forms of his blessed fix-it wrenches, which could transform us to shake harder. The peas dripped with acid, the beads gained tremendous speed, the peppers fused their hands with noisy dirt to sling it at those who originally made the racket. The blooming is a little noisy, but nothing compared to the eggweed screech. We either be a handyman or wilt in the sun. Press the next panel to grab a toolbox. Be a handyman. You know all too well what this next panel does. The memories of being chained and bound while Retchling presses it to your forehead flash through your mind. Despite a fading compulsion, no force in Ayal could convince you to touch this panel. And that is the history of the demons. So the Share Tool kind of screwed them and a lot of different races. Though for what reason, I have no idea. It's previous. Which one is next? And with that, I will call this an episode. In the next one, we will continue to try and escape back to Ayal and get off this floating pile of rock that we're on and have barely managed to regain control of our senses. So I hope you'll join me in the next episode.